Next topic is Ohm's law. What is the statement of Ohm's law? This law was discovered by a German physicist G.S. Ohm in 1828. It states that the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the ends of conductor, provided the physical conditions like temperature, pressure, mechanical strain, etc. of the conductor remain unchanged. So mathematically we can write I proportional V, या V proportional I, so V is equal to R into I. Where R is the constant of proportionality and is known as electric resistance of the conductor. From this expression, current flowing through conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, provided physical conditions as temperature, pressure, mechanical strain, etc. remain same or unchanged. According to the statement of Ohm's law. But I am writing V proportional I. Why? Current flowing due to potential, it is the first. If V is equal to 0, I is equal to 0. So current flowing through conductor totally depends upon the potential difference. So we can write V proportional I. I affects with variation in potential difference. The value of R depends upon the nature of the material of the conductor, dimensions and temperature of the conductor. It does not depend upon the values of V and I. Depend upon V and I. It is notable points. Resistance depends upon the nature of material, dimensions and temperature of the conductor, not on V and I. We can verify Ohm's law by using this experimental setup. Voltmeter connected in parallel, it is conductor. It is name X and Y. X and Y is a conductor. Ammeter is connected in series. The variable resistance means rheostat is connected. क्लियर। तो ये बैटरी is connected to a conductor XY through a rheostat, ammeter, voltmeter and key. Voltmeter across the conductor XY measures potential difference across the conductor. When key is closed, current flows through the conductor. Readings of voltmeter and ammeter are noted for different positions of rheostat. It is observed that V upon I is equal to constant. Thus, Ohm's law is verified. V1, V2, V3, I1, I2, I3. The slope of the straight line in VI curve represents the resistance of the conductor. So in this graph, it shows that slope of a straight line remains same, so value of resistance is constant. So V1 upon I1, V2 is given by I2 upon I2 minus I1, V3 minus V2 upon divided by I3 minus I2, all having same slope, so resistance of the conductor remains same, so Ohm's law is verified. And in case of IV curve, so it shows conductance IAV. So slope of the straight line represents conductance. Now, what is the cause of resistance? On applying a potential difference across the ends of conductor, an electric field is set up within the conductor. Its free electrons get accelerated. They frequently collide with the positive ions in the conductor. As a result of this collision, offers opposition or resistance to flow of electrons through the conductor. I am repeating of the cause of resistance. On applying a potential difference across the ends of conductor, an electric field E is set up within the conductor. Its free electrons get accelerated. They frequently collide with the positive ions in the conductor. As a result, these collisions offers opposition or resistance to flow of electrons through the conductor. Resistance of a human body when skin is dry is about 10 power 5 ohm. However, if the skin is wet, resistance of human body is about 1500 ohm. Resistance of human body is decreased, so more current will flow in comparison to dry skin. There are many factors affecting the resistance. Resistance of a conductor at constant temperature depends upon length of conductor, R proportional L. Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to its cross sectional area. R proportional 1 by A. Combining, we get R proportional L by A. Eliminate the proportional sign. R is equal to rho L by A. R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is known as a specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor of a given material. We can write that rho is equal to RA by L. If A is equal to 1 meter square, L is equal to 1 meter, so then rho is equal to R. And a specific resistance is defined as resistance offered by the conductor of unit cross sectional area of unit length. In other words, resistivity of a conductor of a given material is defined as the resistance offered by the conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. A sign of rho, ohm meter. Some notable points. Resistivity of a conductor depends upon the temperature of the conductor also. Resistivity of an object does not depend upon the dimensions of objects. Resistivity of an object does not depend upon the dimensions of the objects. It depends upon the nature of the material of the conductor. Clear? On the basis of obeying Ohm's law, materials are classified into two categories. First, ohmic, second, non-ohmic. So those materials that obey Ohm's law are called ohmic, and ohmic conductor or device will have a single value of its resistance. R is equal to 2 ohm, R is equal to 5 ohm. So ohmic. V versus I graph for an ohmic material is a straight line. Such graph for ohmic conductor or ohmic material. The materials that don't follow Ohm's law are called non-ohmic materials. A non-ohmic conductor or device does not have a single value of its resistance. Hence, V versus I graph for them is not a straight line, that is curved line. Or in this case, it is dynamic resistance. Slope of the line at every point changes, so value of resistance also changes in non-ohmic conductor device. Temperature dependence of resistivity. It has been observed that at low temperature resistivity of a conductor increases with a rise in temperature. Thus, over a limited range of temperature, the variation of rho with temperature is expressed by the relation rho t is equal to rho naught 1 plus alpha t minus t naught. T minus t naught, where alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistivity of the metal. We can write rho t upon rho naught is equal to 1 plus alpha t minus t naught. So alpha t minus t naught is equal to rho t by rho naught minus 1. So rho t minus rho naught by rho naught. So alpha is equal to rho t minus rho naught into t minus t naught. Mathematically, delta rho upon rho naught delta t. क्या अल्फा इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा रो डिवाइडेड बाय रो नॉट इनटू डेल्टा टी. Thus, temperature coefficient of resistivity is defined as the change in resistivity per unit original resistivity per unit change in temperature. Regarding three types of materials: metals, semiconductors and insulators, we are going to discuss about effect of resistivity on metals, semiconductors, insulators with change in temperature. So materials having very low value of resistivity between 10 power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 power minus 6 ohm meter are called metals, and they have low resistivities. Metals are therefore good conductors of electricity and heat. As the temperature of metallic conductor is raised, thermal energies of both the positive ions as well as the free electrons increases. Due to this, the positive ions start vibrating with larger amplitude and higher frequency. So the free electrons will therefore make move relaxation time. But due to the collision, due to vibration, the free electrons will therefore make more relaxation time. This results in decrease in the average relaxation time. Alpha is positive. I am repeating of this paragraph of this part. Due to the positive ions start vibrating with larger amplitude and higher frequency, the free electrons will therefore make more frequent collisions. This result in decrease in the average relaxation time. Alpha is positive. Hence, resistivity of metals increase with rise in temperature and vice versa. We can understand by these two graphs. Along x, temperature is taken, along y, rho. So first graph represents resistivity increases with increasing temperature linearly. Second graph, non-linear behavior at a very low temperature of metals. In nonlinear behavior at a very low temperature of metals. So second graph represents behavior of metals at low temperature. First graph represents at room temperature or above the room temperature. Second, LYS, and LY consists of two or more metals mixed in a definite ratio, nichrome, manganese, etc. The change in the resistivity of these materials with increase in temperature is negligible. For this reason, these LYs are used in making a standard resistance coil, because there is negligible change in the dimension of the coil. Clear? Nichrome, manganese are used in making standard coils. Why? Because there is negligible change in the resistivity of alloys with increase in temperature. Second, semiconductors. The materials such as germanium, silicon, etc., whose resistivity at room temperature is in between that of the metals and the insulators, are called semiconductors, and whose electrical properties lies between metals and insulators. The resistivity of semiconductor decreases with rise in temperature and vice versa. Alpha is negative. Alpha is negative. Alpha is, or it is represented by this graph for silicon. Temperature dependence of resistivity of a semiconductor is given by rho T is equal to rho naught e power Eg by kT. If T tends to 0, so then rho 2 tends to infinity. In contrast, for metals under similar conditions, T tends to 0 Kelvin, rho 2 tends to 0, means very small. So we can thus conclude that at 0 Kelvin, a pure metal has no resistivity, but a pure semiconductor will have infinite resistivity. Last, insulators. Resistivity of insulators like wood, glass, etc. decreases exponentially with increase in temperature. They having very high resistivities between 10 power 8 to 10 power 16 ohm meter. The resistivity of insulators at absolute 0 is infinitely large. The last topic of Ohm's law, limitations of Ohm's law. First, when temperature of a conductor increases considerably, so Ohm's law for a conductor at constant temperature is shown by a dotted line. However, when temperature of the conductor increases, its resistance increases, and hence V is not proportional, directly proportional to I, shown by a solid curve. Ohm's law at constant temperature, Ohm's law at variable temperature. And when temperature of a conductor increases considerably, not negligible, so potential difference is not proportional to I, so it is denoted by this solid line. they obey Ohm's law. It is represented by dotted line. When temperature changes to Ohm's law, materials don't obey Ohm's law. Second, Ohm's law is not obeyed by semiconductor diode. If I is the current for a certain V, then reversing the direction of V, keeping the its magnitude fixed, does not produce a current of the same magnitude as I in the opposite direction. Understand by this graph. V 2 volt, V minus 2 volt, but I is in milliampere, but in reverse I is in microampere. Micro means 10 power minus 6, milli means 10 power minus 3. Direction of potential difference reverses with same magnitude, but current of the same magnitude as in the opposite direction does not maintain. So Ohm's law is not obeyed by semiconductor diode. Third, Ohm's law is not obeyed by a material gallium arsenide. In this graph, there is more than one value of voltage V for the given current I. Current I. Clear? ठीक है, यहाँ पे एट कांस्टेंट वैल्यू I1, I2 और यहाँ पे क्या V. In this graph there is more than one value of voltage. One value of voltage for same current I. So materials and device not obeying Ohm's law are actually widely used in electronic circuits. Thank you.